even living in a majority city like Philadelphia, there continues to be a significant lack of diversity within the tech industry. We do have an opportunity to make a change, and that change will come through Project North Star. We'll be rallying our efforts around that work, and you'll get to see some of that over the next week. Now, it is my honor to introduce the man who first dreamt up and thought about North Star, kept us awake day in and day out to make sure that we got it done. It's my honor to introduce to you our mayor, Mayor Jim Kenney.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm very excited to be here today, joined by Ania Williams of Black and Brown Founders, to provide some updates about all we have in store for the first ever Project North Star. Excuse me. Next week, October 3rd through 5th, Philadelphia would welcome individuals from across the country who are interested in careers within the innovation and technology space. This tech conference, which is focused on members of the Black and Latinx communities, all began back in 2017 after I had the opportunity to attend some other industry conferences that were severely lacking in diversity. As the mayor of a majority-minority city, I knew that Philadelphia could be a leader in this space. I also recognize the great potential that exists within the tech industry to change the trajectory of our city and the lives of its residents. When it came time to identify a partner to bring our vision to life, we knew that Black and Brown Founders would be the perfect fit. Last year, the Black and Brown Founders team hosted a smaller conference here that had a great turnout. And of course, Ania herself has roots in the city of brotherly love. She was born and raised here before moving to California to pursue her career in tech. Black and Brown Founders has shown a commitment to the work of making the tech industry accessible for underrepresented populations. And we were confident that they could create a conference that achieved what we were hoping to do with North Star. Historically, Black and Latinx people have been underrepresented across the tech industry, from careers in programming to the number of firms started and the total dollars invested. Not only do we want to see those numbers change, but we want Philadelphia to be an example of a city where tech can be done right, welcoming and lifting up populations who have been shut out for so long. The wealth gap that exists between Black or Latinx people and their white counterparts is very real, and the effects are long-lasting. Technology and the innovation economy offer great opportunities to create and grow wealth, especially in diverse communities, but many barriers to entry still exist. Black and Brown Founders and our administration agree that a thriving economic future in cities like Philadelphia and America as a whole will be closely tied to our ability to open up this growing industry in ways that allow everyone to participate. Project North Star is meant to accelerate this objective by focusing on three core goals: business development, pipeline development, and business talent retention. We view this conference as an early step with more to come. Already we are seeing additional investments being made in Philadelphia's tech community. Just a few weeks back, Arlen Hamilton and Backstage Capital announced that Philadelphia will be one of the 4 cities to host an accelerator for underrepresented founders. It is thrilling to see leaders like Arlen investing in our city, our residents, and their businesses. I can't thank the Backstage team enough. And we know that Arlen's decision to host this accelerator in Philadelphia was influenced in part by the work we and the Black and Brown Founders are doing with North Star. My hope is that other leaders in the industry, both individuals and companies, will see the progress we are making to do the same. This administration is committed to making opportunities available for all. And we want to make sure our residents are able to take part in what this growing and increasingly influential industry has to offer. A key piece of involving more Philadelphians in tech will be workforce development and engaging employers to hire from diverse populations. So now I'm going to turn things over to Ania to let you know more about what her team has planned for North Star, including employer engagement and other exciting new details. So thank you.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Now I'm going to repeat something that everyone has been saying, that Project North Star was born from a vision by Mayor Jim Kenney due to his growing disappointment with the lack of diversity at major tech conferences. As the leader of a city that is 58.6% Black and Latinx, Mayor Kenney saw an opportunity to create a high-caliber conference to enrich the community. Meanwhile, last year, my team set out to find ways that we could help Black and Latinx entrepreneurs start up and build successful tech businesses with a focus on doing so with modest resources. Because too few of us get funding from investors or other institutions, and money just doesn't flow abundantly in our communities. But that shouldn't prevent us from taking part in the burgeoning innovation economy. In the fall of last year, when Mayor Kenny and I crossed paths, we found that we were united in our ambition to bring a meaningful program to the Philadelphia tech ecosystem. Though I currently live and work in Silicon Valley, Philly is my hometown. I am a product of Philadelphia public schools. I am a proud Penn State alum. My family lives in Philadelphia. I yearn to apply what I've learned out west to the things that Philly does best. So it's our shared vision that will have its debut next week. Presented in partnership with the City of Philadelphia and Black and Brown founders, the inaugural Project NorthStar Tech Conference will provide education, community, opportunities to hundreds of current and aspiring Black and Latinx entrepreneurs and knowledge workers. Allow me to tell you a little bit more about why our shared vision exists. Simply put, the racial wealth gap in America is real and growing for communities of color. As I mentioned, Black and Latinx people make up 58.6% of Philadelphia's population. We also make up 72.6% of its poor population. The average net wealth of a Black or Latinx household in America is approximately $9,200 or $12,000 respectively. In contrast, it's about $112,000 for an Asian household and $132,000 for a white household. You're here today because both the City of Philadelphia and Black and Brown founders and our many partners and supporters are attached to a shared impact. And that is making greater strides in closing the racial wealth gap by increasing the participation of Black and Latinx people in the tech sector. Through Project NorthStar, the City of Philadelphia and Black and Brown founders are effectively making a statement that innovation, inclusion, equity, and technology are not mutually exclusive. Here's what you can expect at Project NorthStar next week. We're going to have talks and presentations featuring the best Black and Latinx leaders from Philly and around the nation, mentor office hours for entrepreneurs to ask their pressing questions about how to build their businesses right, speed interviews and advice for job seekers who are trying to figure out how to get hired in the tech industry, as well as happy hours and a celebration to allow the community to connect and expand their networks and much more. We are also convening a cross-disciplinary group of leaders and decision makers for the Mayor's Summit next week before the conference to ideate around solutions beyond the conference for Philadelphians. You can go to NorthStarPHL.com to learn more about what's happening next week. I also want to reiterate that this is a community effort. So I must also take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the many people and organizations who are making Project NorthStar possible. I want to thank our fearless sponsors for putting their money, resources, and platforms where their mouths are, and that includes the City of Philadelphia, Startup PHL, Microsoft for Startups, Comcast, NBC Universal, and other many incredible sponsors. We have an amazing advisory committee and a fantastic group of dozens of community partners whose guidance, advocacy, and advice kept this process rooted in and focused on the things that truly mattered, as well as LaborX, who's been our special partner for the careers programming at NorthStar, and the many individuals who are speaking, mentoring, volunteering, and donating to this important initiative. Now, while we, and by we I mean Black and Brown founders, the City of Philadelphia, our sponsors, our partners, and our community members, have put the work in to organize and present NorthStar, we need all the help we can get in making sure every single person from the Black and Latinx community who wants to be there is in attendance. So we're asking you to help us get the word out. We still have a few scholarships available for people who want to come, as well as volunteer opportunities, and in addition to that, day 3 of the conference will be free to attend. So save your spot by going to our website tickets page. We want 2300 Arena packed from wall to wall with folks who are ready to translate their most valuable skills into financial security. And while the content of our event is from the perspective of the Black and Latinx community, anyone who wants to come and learn is welcome to attend. Again, I want to thank the City of Philadelphia for trusting Black and Brown founders to bring this conference to life and to do the work that we are so incredibly passionate about. I want to thank Philadelphians for showing up and speaking up before, during, and I'm sure after this process. You never fail to hold us accountable, and we will continue to do our absolute best to get this right and to serve this community well. And we see Project NorthStar as a first step toward getting tech done right in Philadelphia. And if you ask me, A fantastic display of what our community has known all along, that our value is undeniable. Thank you.